if you guys can hear me or not. Let some people get in here before we start. Sorry, I'm a little late. I didn't realize you had to set up a live. I've only done one live. You have to like put in information and all this stuff. Probably could have done it later, but it'll push it out to people. So let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to try to join so I can see you guys here. Oh, it put it sideways. Awesome. This is a disaster. Why is it sideways? Okay. Why is it sideways? What is going on? What is going on here? Okay, guys, let me figure out why. Or maybe it's mine. You have to turn the phone sideways. Is that what it is? All right. Okay. All right, we'll just kind of hang out for a minute and wait for everybody to get in. Let me know if it's working for you guys, if you can hear me. If you see me talking and you don't hear anything, let me know. Put that in the chat as well. Got some cool stuff to go over with you guys. A lot of information. Got me for about an hour. If we need to go over an hour, we can. But you got me for about an hour or so. Got a bunch of AXES sitting here, which is really cool. And you can hear me, okay. Robert said he can hear me. All right, cool. Is the orientation correct? I'm looking at it. I've got two phones. I'm looking at it on this phone, and I'm sideways. So let me know if I can hear as well. Okay, Larry Johnson said he can hear as well. Okay, cool. Let me know the orientation if I'm weird. I don't do a lot of lives, so I'm trying to do the best I can with what I got here. So, but something really cool I'm going to unveil tonight. Can't wait to show you guys. This is going to be awesome. We're going to talk about the axe throwing attempt, the record attempt, the hurdles and everything I've had to deal with. I swear there's something up above that does not want me to do this attempt, but we're going to do it anyway. So I'm going to unveil a bunch of stuff to you guys. The axes that I'm going to use when I do that attempt. We're going to go over all of them, not in huge detail, but I'm going to tell you guys what's going on with these axes and why I chose these. And general questions, chat, whatever you guys want to talk about. I am featuring the Dance Milt, the Riba Milt. It is a honey apple wine with hops and Miracle Gale added. Very delicious. It is a great tasting mead. So there's that. We'll do some taste testing here with you guys. So, all right, give it a few more minutes, and then we'll get into everything here. Give it a couple more minutes for people to get in, and then we'll kind of go over everything. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of you that watch this later on, which is really cool too. That's the cool thing about lives. I really would like to start doing lives once a week if I can. I think they're awesome. I'd also like to set up a camera in the backyard and do live throwing. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I think people would really enjoy that. And that's something that I want to do too, is getting that set up as well. The beard makes it a little hard to do wireless mics, so I have to use these. Whenever I put wireless mics on, they kind of rub on everything, so that's why I always use this kind of mic here. But we'll get to waiting for everybody to get in. I'll give it another few minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start talking. Go over what I'm going to actually, let's talk about the axes first, and then we'll get into this over here that I'm going to unveil, and then I'll just kind of open it up. If you guys want to ask questions, we can talk about anything you guys want. Axes, life, whatever the case may be. Live throwing would be awesome. Robert said that. Yeah, that would be cool. The reason why I haven't done it yet is because I feel like uh, doing lives. I just always felt like lives were a lot harder, but I don't think they are. So as long as they're pretty easy, it seems like. So as long as they're easy, I'll do some axe throwing live. I think that'd be really cool. Bring out a bunch of different axes, you know. And the idea here is to do a live once a week. I would love to supplement a video once a week with a lives. I think it'd be really cool. It's just like I told you guys before, my work schedule's crazy. It's like day to day. I don't know. On Monday, I have no idea what I'm working on. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I have no idea. So it's literally day to day. So it's really hard for me to plan these things out, which is why I came out with something this morning. I knew I was going to have the night off. And I was like, we'll do a live. So, all right, well, it's 7:11. And we'll go ahead and get into it now. And if anybody's got any questions or anybody comes in later, I'll try to fill you guys in. Okay, so the record attempt, if you guys don't know, I'm going for the world's longest axe throw, the record attempt for that. My 2-year-old just walked in. Honey. This is why I don't do lives. Okay, so so I'm going for the world record for the longest axe throw. And, oh, we're just making a mess of this tonight. If you guys don't know, I got 4 kids. I told them all while I was doing a live, leave me alone. 2-year-old didn't get the message. Okay, so I'm going for the world record for the longest axe throw. And the date is October 18th, which is next Saturday. Next Saturday. Here's what's going on with that. Okay, so when I announced that I was going to do the record attempt, I was trying to find a bunch of different places to throw at. Had a lot of you come out and say, hey, I've got this place, I've got this place. And I really appreciate everybody giving me their land or suggesting land. It was really cool. But the problem with a lot of it is that it just wasn't in good locations. I want to do a whole thing video-wise, which means that I'm going to have fire pits going. Of course, the target, which is really heavy, and a bunch of different things going on. And I didn't want to have to logistically take it really far. That was one of the issues that I was having. So, just so happens to be my neighbors over here, their kids have a dirt bike track on the side of their yard. And I knew they had a huge yard, but I felt weird asking them to do it, even though we're friends with them. And I just so happened to run into them the other day, or not too long ago, and suggest it. And they said, yeah, cool. Use our yard. We don't care. Go for it. He happens to be EOD in the Navy. And he was like, dude, I'll even do some small explosions for you in your video. So we'll see if that happens. Told him he didn't have to, but he said he wants to do it. So we'll see about that. But anyway, so we have that over here. It's literally right 2 houses over. So I was like, great, this is awesome. I can build the target, walk it over, finish setting it up over there. They've got about maybe 350 to 400 feet of property on their side yard. Man, I got plenty of room over there to throw. Now, I will say they have some dirt bike tracks set up with some jumps, so I was going to have to maneuver around that a little bit. I like a little crazy. You know, that's just kind of how I do things. It didn't really bother me. I'll throw over that stuff all day long. We had it all set up. October 18th was the date. Good to go. I happened to ride by my neighbor's house like 3 days ago, and I saw a stick in the middle of the yard there with a flag. A fluorescent orange flag. And I knew exactly who uses fluorescent orange flags. The city. And I said, you got to be kidding me. So she was outside walking her dog. Was it yesterday or the day before? And I stopped her and I said, hey, what's going on with that stick out there? And she's like, oh yeah, guess what? The city's decided that they're going to take those power lines down and bury them in our side yard. You got to be kidding me. So there's a big stick over there with an orange flag on it. She goes, they won't tell me when they're coming, and they won't tell me how long it's going to be. And I was like, yeah, that tracks right. That makes sense. You know, I told my wife all the time, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. Now, luckily, they haven't started doing anything yet. So I'm hoping that they wait off. They wait until after next week. Just give me one more week. Dominion Power, give me one more week. And so I'm hoping they're gone, or they don't start before next week. The next issue we have, of course, I figured in weather. I knew that it could rain. And I was like, I'm not going to throw in rain. I'm just not going to do that. So I kind of pushed it, had another date to push back to throw it if it did rain. Well, guys, we have a tropical depression, nor'easter hitting us Saturday. It's supposed to be here Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's going to be nasty. We're supposed to get like 50, 60 mile an hour winds and a ton of rain. So I'm hoping that it doesn't soak that side yard too bad. As long as it doesn't rain after that, we should be good. But I'm working against a lot of stuff here. So I'm hoping that all goes away. Dominion Power stays away. The rain stops on Monday. It's nice the rest of the week. And we're good. As long as that all works out, we're going to do our throwing on Saturday, October 18th. And it should be fun. Another reason why I chose that too is because there's the ability for people to park over there. And I'm having a bunch of people show up. There's going to be a bunch of people showing up for this record attempt. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. I don't want to do it by myself. I want a bunch of people there. So if you guys are in the local area, I'm in Chesapeake. The Hampton Roads area, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach. If you guys are interested in coming, send me an email. You'll see my email in any one of my video descriptions. Go in there and send me an email and say, Wes, I want to show up. Please do. It'd be great. It would be great. But I will give you guys a fair warning. If you're out there coming to heckle me, I would not heckle me. Not the crowd to do it around. Just saying. So let's talk about the axes that I've chosen to make this record attempt. So here we are. Now I thought about this list for a while. Now, as you guys know, the record attempt requires an axe that has been unmodified, which means I can't do really much anything to it, which really brought my list down to here. I mean, most of my axes that I throw are modified. So starting out with everybody's favorite, I feel like this is everybody's favorite. I feel like it is. The Francisca axe. This is going to be an axe that I'm going to use to make the record attempt. I'm definitely throwing this one. It's going to be awesome. I don't have a spike to work with, so I'm going to have to hit the bit. But that's okay. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. The Francisca axe. Of course, the Smith & Wesson, M&P, Extraction and Evasion. All steel axe. Got the hockey tape on it. Give me some grip there. This one should be fun. It's a little bit heavier than that Francisca axe. It's got some weight to it. And I feel like when it hits a target, it's going to smash. It really will. Hopefully it doesn't break it too bad. And of course, guys, the Calculated Survival Norse Throwing Hatchet. I'm really interested in throwing this one. I think this was going to be great for a long distance axe throw. I do. It's going to be fun to throw this. And I'm really glad that I chose this one and got this one. Recommendations from you guys to get this thing and review it. Not a big fan of the glass-filled nylon handles, but this one, the aluminum handle they make for it, is great. It really is. And last but certainly not least, we have the competition hawks from the World Axethrowing League. The current world record holder right now has the record with this axe here. It's the earlier version. It's not this one. This is the newer version. So we have that. I will sharpen the spikes in the back, and I've got 3 of these. Now, I told you guys in a previous video that I was going to move these axes around, throw one, throw another, and I'd move around, you know, throwing different ones, and not all throw them. I think what I'm going to do, we'll see. I may change my mind, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with these 3 here, throwing hawks, until I hit it, and then I'll move on to the other ones. I've never attempted 200 feet. I've never thrown an axe 200 feet before. I think I can do it, and I'm not practicing before I do it because I think that's disingenuous. Say what you want, but I want to go into it cold and without any experience. I think it's a lot more challenging, a lot more fun that way. There is one more axe that I think some of you might be surprised about that I chose to do this world record attempt with. And that is the CRKT Nobo. I didn't talk about this one before. I have a spare CRKT Nobo handle. As you guys know, when I do the review on this one, I cut it down to like right here, about right here. I think it flies great. But I think with a little bit of grip tape down here at the bottom, I think it's going to fly well. I do. It's a little heavy. It's a little bit heavier. It's probably in line with more of the Smith & Wesson M&P evasion and extraction axe with weight. But it's a lot longer. You guys can see here, look at the difference in the length. I mean, it's a lot longer. It is the, well, let's compare it to the Francisca axe. It's about right there with the Francisca axe. So you can see the handle's a lot thicker. So it's a lot heavier. And the axe head's a lot heavier too. So, but I think I can do it with this one. We're going to throw all of them. And even if I stick this one here, the Competition Hawk, I'm still going to run through all the rest of them and see how many I can stick at 200 feet. I'm not going to stop at just one stick. So that should be a lot of fun. I think that'll be challenging to throw at 200 feet. And I know that I've got more than that. And I got a plan in that video that once I hit it, maybe at the end of the video, I'll show you guys me throwing the axe over that target. I know I can throw past 200 feet. It'd be kind of cool. So that way we have a little bit of room there in case someone wants to come in and break it after me. We can kind of have a competition. I know I can throw past that, so I think it'd be fun. Let's see here. Hey, Lee, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. He said hi. So thanks everybody for showing up and getting involved in the chat. Before we unveil what I have sitting over here off to my right, which is going to be a cool addition to the channel, let's just kind of talk. You guys want to ask any questions, go for it. It doesn't have to be axe related. It could be about anything you guys want to talk about. If you have a specific question about an axe that I've done a review on, maybe you might be wondering, Wes, is that axe still holding up? If you want maybe a little bit more information about an axe that you may have some questions about, go for it, guys. I'm open to anything. Nothing's off topic here. We can get as crazy as you guys want. Excuse me from spitting in my bottle. Nasty habit. But what do you expect? I got 4 kids. Trying to think of anything I can tell you guys while I got you here. What'd you guys think about the mossy oak? The last video I put out. I thought that was pretty cool, right? I thought it was pretty cool. That thing's awesome. Not bad at all. The little mossy oak, the Wally World Special. That was one that I found on Amazon. It just happened to show up and it had a little red bow on it and was like, here's a gift. It was like 15 bucks. Yeah, give it to me. I'll test that thing out. Guys, I'm not kidding. That thing's awesome. I was looking at it today when I went out in the shed. I was like, man, what a great flyer that was. Lee asked, do you prefer a wood handle over a full metal hatchet? I do. I prefer a wood handle over a full metal hatchet. But the all steel axes are a lot of fun to throw. I get inside my head a lot when I'm throwing, especially when I'm doing reviews. Not so much when I'm throwing on my own. If I was to buy an axe and go outside and throw it on my own, I don't have camera on me. I don't have people judging me. I kind of just throw. That was one thing that I had to get over, which was kind of like stage fright. Whenever I first started throwing axes, you can ask my wife, when I first started social media, she'd see me outside throwing axes and doing the back spinning throws and all that. And she'd be like, wow, that's so cool. And then I'd turn the camera on when I first started. I couldn't hit any of those throws. And she's like, what's going on with you? I was like, it's that damn camera. That camera's messing me up. It's making me nervous. But I kind of got over that. But going off of that, the all steel axes bring something to me as a content creator that kind of makes me feel like I can kind of go all out without having to worry about breaking the handle. As you guys know, when I do my videos, some of these axes, especially the hafted axes, if they break at the start of a review, I'm kind of screwed, right? I really don't have any content to make after that. So then, I mean, there's been 1 or 2 axes. I'm trying to remember which ones they were. The Lieutenant axe. I haven't done a review on that. I've thrown it and broke the handle as at the start of the video. It was like 10 throws and the handle broke. Clean bit strike, it snapped. So I had to rehaft it on that one last Ace of Spades handle that I had. And it's sitting out there waiting for a review. I hafted it really nice. Yeah, Lisa, that's why I got an all metal one to start with. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think those all steel axes are great for beginners because you can kind of just do what you want. You don't have to worry about breaking a wooden handle. You can kind of get crazy. You can make those long distance throws, and that's one thing that I really tell people that come over here a lot. If you guys don't know, I've got some videos coming out shortly I got a bunch of people that have stopped by the house and thrown axes with me. Jehovah's Witnesses, yeah, I got them throwing axes with me too. Pest control people, UPS drivers, FedEx drivers, you want to talk to me, you're going to throw an axe with me, and then we'll talk about business. But I got a bunch of them throwing axes with me on camera. They were super cool with it. But yeah, those all steel axes, man, are just great. They really are. You can take them out for distance, like I said. You don't have to worry about breaking anything. And in reality, that video that I made when I said, I think I said something about our hatchets, the best axes for axe throwing. I think I said in there that all steel axes would be a good for a beginner because you don't have to worry about that. And that is a great point. And that's something that I do whenever I'm doing my reviews is that you'll see that sometimes whenever I get all steel axes, and I go to do reviews on them, I'll go hardcore at the start. I really do, because I don't have to worry about a handle breaking and then my whole video going to crap after just a few throws. I know that for the most part they're going to hold up, other than the SOG Warfighter. I don't know what happened to that thing, but I got a fix for it. I got a fix for the Warfighter. I do have a welder. If you guys don't know, in a previous video when I made my Jormungandr axe, my dad still has that. He's doing something to the knob. When I made that, I welded a Holzbruch felling axe head on the back of that pole of that Grensfurstbruch broad axe. It's like a $500 and some axe that I welded on. But it's a really cool axe. I'm just waiting for him to finish that. But I got a fix for the Warfighter. I'm going to weld it up with some steel, put that handle back on, and I'll rethrow it again. I think I can fix the problem with that handle. But yeah, that's kind of the reason why I've decided to stick with some of these record attempts, the record attempt throws with the all steel axe, because I know that if anything was to happen, Francisca axe handle can break, the Nobo handle can break, especially at that distance. If I used all wooden handles and they all broke, I'd be kind of screwed, right? So that's why I picked 2 wooden handles and 3 steel axes, so that way I don't have to worry about that. I know, I don't know how many attempts it's going to take me, guys. Hey, James, what's up, man? Thanks. I appreciate you joining. Thanks for the comment. He says, hi, Wes, I love your channel. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Getting into something off topic here with that, I don't really look at YouTube analytics. There's something called YouTube Studio where content creators can go in and look at different things like, when somebody's on and, your retention and your click rate and all that. As you guys know, I told you I'm not really interested in that stuff. And I know I'm not going to grow huge by not paying attention to that. Don't care. I'm doing things how I want to do it. The other day I happened to just get on there. It says that most of the people that watch my channel, there's 12,000 people watching me on YouTube. 12,000. But there's only 4.7 thousand of you subscribed, which I found interesting. And 2, that the most common days for people to watch me are Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. Guys, do you know when I post my videos? Tuesdays and Thursdays. I would have never have thought. I thought with football season here, nobody would want to watch my channel on Sunday. Saturday, I figured everybody was busy. And Mondays, I thought everybody was just over having to go to work on Monday. So that's why I posted the Mossy Oak hatchet on Monday at 12. The times it says that most of you are on watching YouTube are from noon to 6. So let me know if that's running current with you guys. Is that something that y'all do Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays from noon to 6? I want to post when you guys are on, of course. But I found that very interesting. YouTube analytics are a good insight. They are, but I don't want to get hung up on that, which is why I don't look at it. It's a privilege and a curse, I should say. So, Robert says, I had the Estwing 16-inch camp axe that I throw regularly. Yeah, dude, I love the Estwings. Another thing too, guys, you know what I forgot? I'm going to own up to it. It's my fault. I always tell you guys when I screw up, I'm going to admit to it and I'll own up to it. We never did the winner for the Sportsman's Estwing hatchet. Totally forgot about it. You guys all went in and commented and I forgot about it. That's my fault. Next video, we're going to do the winner of that. You guys are all in that. If you guys want to get into it, you better hurry up. I'll let it run until I do the next video and then I'm going to go in and pull it. Totally forgot to announce the winner on that. I've yet to run it. So if you're interested, go into the comment, go back in my history, and somewhere in there, sorry guys, I don't remember what video it is. I tell you guys, if you want to win the Sportsman hatchet by Estwing, the all steel one with the leather wrapped handle, if you guys want to get into that, get into it, because I have yet to pick the winner. That's my fault. That's my fault. Yeah, Lee and Mike got their Francisca axes. They both sent me pictures of them with their Francisca axes, so they got theirs. That was my fault too. So I had to give out 2 of them, but I appreciate them getting into it and all you guys too. And just so you guys know, I don't know if you guys a lot of you guys know out there, my free giveaways are completely random. I don't know most of you. I just spin a wheel and pick people. I really do. So if you're worried that I'm giving it to people I know or I'm giving it to family or friends, I can tell you right now, my family and friends are on here and they would definitely call me out and say, yeah, Wes is doing that. Because that's just the type of person I am. I like to keep that open. Like they're legit, guys. If you want to get into the giveaways, please do. They're legit. And if you haven't seen it, go back and look at the JXC JXOs. That's 2 videos ago. You can get into the giveaway on that. Just watch the video and I'll tell you guys how to get into the review on that. Not bad at all. I made an axe. Lee said I made an axe just for show. The head I ordered, the handle is made by me out of some beautiful cedar. Yeah, dude. Cedar is awesome. My grandparents, we had a family farm. My grandparents sold it recently. It was over 100 acres. It was right before I started social media. And we used to go out there with, these things. And I have steel targets. I got all kinds of steel targets. I mean, man-sized steel targets. Ones with they're man-size with the center where when you hit it, it folds out and comes back. I got all kinds of videos because I thought about doing one of those channels at one point because I have so many of them. But once they sold the farm, I kind of dropped the idea of making a pew-pew channel. But I loved the fact that they had cedar everywhere out there. They had cedar trees everywhere. And I'd like to get my hands on some really nice cedar. I love cedar wood. My neighbor across the street over here, he made his fence, his privacy fence out of cedar. It's beautiful. Beautiful wood. Robert said, I watch your channel whenever I get a chance to. Yeah, man. Whenever you get a chance, I try to drop 2 videos a week now. I'm trying to be consistent on that. 1 to 2 videos a week if I can. So, lives would be cool. I want to do some lives every week. Matthew M said, hey, I love your channel. I was wondering, have you tried any warrior axes? They're actually a venue in Ontario that always produces axes. I haven't heard about the warrior axes. I'll have to check those out. I haven't seen them yet. Somebody was saying something to me about, I don't remember the name of the axes, but they're these ones that look like they've been CNC cut. They're on these weird handles and they're like bolted on. I've seen a lot of people talking about them. I don't remember the name of them, but they have all these crazy pattern axe heads, and you kind of just put them on the axe handle and kind of bolt them on. I've seen them twice, and I can't remember the name of them now, but I'll have to get back with you guys on that one. Somebody has been asking me about that. James said probably best to avoid Saturday and Sunday due to college and NFL football. Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought too. That's why when football season started, I didn't really want to post on Saturdays and Sundays. But for some reason, YouTube analytics is saying that all of you guys are watching YouTube on Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. I know some people get on YouTube not as frequently as some. You guys will get to it when you get to it. Not a big deal. I'll just keep trucking along with what I'm doing, and we'll see how things go. I did find out the other day that YouTube, if you guys go back and look at my videos from when I started this year, from January to about May, everything was going really well. If you go back and look at my videos from January to May, I was doing pretty good. We had the Francisca axe. We had the shovel, the cold steel Spetsnaz shovel head. We had the bad axe. We had a bunch of different ones that did really well. Thousands of views on a long form content video, which I call success in my book. And then everything kind of dropped off over the summer, which is, to be expected. But apparently I kind of did some research and I found out that YouTube put a feature on people's channels in May that turned on what's called auto dubbing, where they put your video in different languages and it stopped the reach of your video out to people. So I recently turned that off. And I happened to turn it off right when I posted the Mossy Oak video, and it's doing really well, that Mossy Oak one. So maybe that's what the issue was. I don't know. Lee said, I'm looking to make some more handles and also think about making my own heads when I can get me a forge made. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. I'm not much of a forger, guys. I don't think I have the talent to do that. There's way more talented people out there. Lee, I'm sure you're probably way more talented than me. And when it comes to forging axe heads, I don't have the patience for it. I really don't, and I know that. But those guys have some damn skill. They do. Forging these axe heads, that's one thing I always say is that even though I might give bad reviews here and there, they still have talent that I'll never have, which is forging an axe head. That takes a special person with some special talent. So that's that. So Matthew M said, James, you said question, but then there's no question after it. So I don't know what. Oh, there it is. It just came in, but I'm going to go to Matthew. Matthew said, so I actually watch your channel before football. I'm getting ready for the football game right now. Your channel is great to get a pre-video in before the games. Yeah, guys, I forgot Thursday Night Football when I announced this live. So yeah, that's my bad. But we'll work around it. We'll work around it next time. Maybe next week we'll do it on Tuesday or Wednesday or something. James said, question, what is the best distance to get one rotation as hard as you throw? That's tough because I don't throw like everybody else does. I know some people may look like they throw like me, but I've seen people that kind of look like they throw like me and they don't throw like me. Because you can see their wrist. And I do something different with my wrist than they do. And it really depends on the axe. Sometimes I'm close, and I'm glad that James mentioned that, because I'm going to show you guys what's going on with me getting close. I would say it depends on the axe. Depending on how hard I'm throwing, like that big log out in the front yard, when I'm throwing real hard, I can get as close with that mossy oak. 5 feet, somewhere around in there. But with like the Francisca axe, maybe more like 7-8 feet. There was the, what's the other one? The Gerber pack hatchet, which is smaller. Yeah, it's smaller. The Gerber pack hatchet's smaller than the mossy oak multi-tool hatchet. When I'm throwing that one hard, I'm talking 3 or 4 feet. I'm close. And that's why I have to be precise. I know a lot of people don't realize. It's really hard to see how hard I'm throwing. I'll just be honest on camera. But when I get like there's been people that stop by my house that watch my channel, and when they see it in person, I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm just saying, when they see it in person, they go, dude, I had no idea you were throwing it that hard. Like, I see you throwing it hard, but in person, That's crazy. So it's weird. You know, I always say that about TV. Things don't look the same on TV as they do in person. But yeah, I get close. I get real close. Um, and Matthew said, "No man, leave it how it is. I love it. Football game starts at 8:20. This is perfect." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. It really depends on the axe too. Sometimes if the axe is heavier, I'll have to stand back farther to get that rotation, to get that single rotation hard. If it's lighter, I can move closer. And that's something that people don't realize too, is that when you're throwing an axe really hard, it's not the same as throwing it moderately or slow. The rotation of the axe can change if you're throwing it really hard, depending on how heavy it is too. That matters. Sometimes I can't get very close if I'm throwing it hard if the axe is heavy. Like a lot of the World Axethrowing League axes, guys, at the beginning of this year, my shoulder was toast when I was doing all those World Axethrowing League axes that are weighing in at, you know, like almost 2 pounds or close to 2 pounds, and I'm throwing them hard, throwing them for distance, and I was repetitively doing a World Axethrowing League axe every week. Dude, I thought my shoulder was gonna fall off because I was throwing this. They're just heavier. They are, and that's why I like cutting the handles down on them, because it brings the weight a little closer to my hand, making it a little easier to throw them hard, throw them for distance, and doesn't tear up my shoulder as bad. Assassin said, "I like your bearded aesthetics and axe throwing. They go well together." Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I keep cutting my beard down, but I told you guys in another video, I'm not cutting it anymore. I'm not. I trim it every once in a while so it doesn't get too long, but I haven't trimmed it in a while. And I'm going to try to see how long I can get it. I'm getting older, so my hair's not staying in anymore. I'm starting to lose hair, but I'm going to try to grow it out as much as I can until I can't grow out hair anymore. James said, "I'm throwing a council tool flying fox and having trouble getting repeated hits throwing hard." Okay, let me tell you about the council tool flying fox. Great multi-tool hatchet. It really is. I love the flying fox. I do. But there is something about that flying fox that is hard to throw, or makes it difficult to throw hard, I should say. It's the handle. My opinion, it's the handle. And I'll show you guys another video. If you remember, I still have the long-handled flying fox. I did a review on the short handle. If you haven't seen the review on the flying fox that I did, go back. I had to modify the handle at the bottom, the knob. I think for them to say that that's dedicated throwing axe, that handle needs to be adjusted down at the bottom where the knob is, because it flares out too much, and there's too much of a hook down at the bottom. And when you go, you can throw it moderately and you can throw it a little slower. But as soon as you pick up speed, I don't know what it is, guys, but I've got a lot of experience throwing axes hard. As soon as you put a hook in a handle or put a flared knob into a handle and start throwing it hard, your axe head wants to rotate. Your wrist wants to rotate. It happens every time. It happened to me when I first started throwing. And the only thing that I can suggest in that is to either just keep trying or to adjust your axe handle. Maybe not so much the hook, but the flare at the bottom. Actually, real quick, you guys stay here. I'm going to go grab the flying fox over here, bring it back, and we'll take a look at the handle for the longer version is a little different, but let's look at it real quick. Okay, so here's the extended flying fox, the one with the longer handle on it. I got a Husqvarna sheath on it. Okay, so if just taking a look at this thing right here, you can see that it's got a hook in it, but when you turn it, see how when it comes here, it starts to flare? That's the flare I'm talking about. To be honest with you, in actuality, just looking at this one's not as bad as the smaller hatchet. I remember the smaller hatchet handle being a lot thicker. The knob down here and the handle just being a lot thicker down here at the knob area. A little bit more of a hook. As you guys can see here, this has got more like a Francisca handle where it kind of swoops down. where the smaller hatchet doesn't have that. But it's got that really thick knob down here at the bottom, the flared knob with a hook. So what I would suggest, if you can, go down there at the bottom and make it here the same as here. So just make it go straight across. No flare right here, and then take it and thin this down. That's something that I noticed whenever I started throwing work axes, because, you know, the Council Tool Flying Fox is kind of like a dual purpose, you know, hatchet that you can chop with and throw. I modified the handle, and once I did, I was able to throw it hard. So try that and see what happens. Lee said, nice. I was just going to ask to see one. Yeah, this is the extended version one. This is that big one. Remember I told you guys I was going to make a Francisca axe, and I gave you guys this is one of the options. We'll do something with this one in the future. I don't know what to do with it yet. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'll take it. James said I'll take a draw knife to that handle and remove that flare knob, make it straight all the way down. Yeah, I would, man. I'm telling you, I think once you do that, you'll be able to throw it hard. It just takes a lot of practice. Now, to be honest with you, since I've been throwing dedicated throwing axes all this year, it's not that I didn't know there wasn't a difference, but I'm really starting to enjoy more dedicated throwing axes and work axes throwing them now. But if I had to go back to throwing work axes, I could. It just took a lot of practice dealing with those flared knobs and the hooks in the handle. It just doesn't make for the ideal throwing axe. It just doesn't. You can get good at it, and I can do it. But I'm starting to enjoy more of the dedicated throwing axes now. They're really good for distance throwing and throwing hard too. So there's that. Lee said that's how I made the one with cedar. Yeah. I mean, that's how I really like mine. I've always liked the Francisca style handles where they swoop back, and like I showed you guys before, I even have some handles that swoop inward. They seem to work out really well too. You wouldn't think they would, like the Cova Blackthorn and one of the axes that I put on the Throwing Axes in Mead episode, the very first axe that I started throwing for long distance axe throwing. That one has an inward swept handle, but it's great. It is, guys, especially for distance. I don't know what it is about that inward swept handle. A lot of people don't consider those axe handles. As long as they don't go too far inward to where they're lining up with the bit, you know, they come in and line up with the bit, you should be good. And I really like those inward swept and outward swept handles. Are really cool. So, yeah, no problem, James. Anytime, man. Anytime. So for probably go for another like 10 or 15 minutes. I know some people are going to watch the football game. Let me unveil to you guys what I've got. I've got something really cool. You can call me a LARPer. That's okay. That's okay. I'm a 40-year-old man in a 18-year-old or 16-year-old's body. I like to say. So, you know, there is a part of YouTube that's entertainment too, people. You guys got to remember that. A lot of this stuff is entertainment. It is entertainment. You got to remember that. And I like putting on a show for you guys too. You guys ready? All right, here we are. Oh, get off. Get off. All right. Steel body armor. I've got body armor now, guys. So I've got a pauldron that is going to go on my shoulder, down to my elbow, with a little bit of a deflector up here, which will be really cool. This part right here, it's kind of, let me get out of the way here. It's kind of like an emblem. I think I'm going to put an emblem patch right here. Velcro this and put some patches right here for Velcros. Maybe do my bind rune and some Elder Futhark runes right here for Midgard Axe. Kind of change them out with the videos. I thought it'd be really cool. So we got this to go on my shoulder. Okay. And I've got a bracer. Leather straps. And the bracer's going to go on my arm here. And it's going to kind of go on like this. So that way when I have bounce backs, I can close my hand. It'll protect my knuckles. And I'll just throw my hand up and knock it out of the way. I don't really want to run around with a shield all the time. It's just not feasible for every single video. I will do some shield videos in the future where I'm running around with a shield, showing you guys how I can work with a shield. I've been practicing a lot lately, but I want to get kind of proficient at it before I make a video on it. But this setup right here, I thought would be really cool. we'll put some armor on, and I forgot what steel this is, but it's good enough for a bounce back. I don't think me throwing at it as hard as I can. Well, I'll tell you this. Here's what we'll do. When I ordered this steel armor, it says that it's suitable for, you know, live action hitting and stuff with like metal stuff, metal swords and stuff. It wasn't cheap. However, I've got two of these. These bracers. What I was thinking, I'm never going to use it for my right arm. I'm just not. So I was thinking maybe we can make a video where I set this up, the bracer, the right arm bracer, and we test to see how durable it is, and we throw axes at it just to see how long it would take to break it or penetrate it. I plan on doing that with some of my shields that I'm making. I want to do some shield videos in the future where we set it up and do some slow motion shots of the axe hitting those shields. And, you know, I know they're not historically accurate, but, you know, good enough. And see how well those things hold up to some really hard axe throws. See how much penetration we can get into those shields. Thought it'd be kind of cool. Also, too, my wife gave me a great idea. James said, very cool armor. You're ready for the Renaissance Festival. Vikings are well represented at Renfest. Yeah, I've been trying to get to some of those. There's none around here. People around here are boring. They really are. But I want to try to get into some crazy stuff with you guys and kind of get outside the box sometimes with just plain old axe reviews. I know those kind of get old after a while. So maybe by the end of the year, maybe beginning of next, two things. My idea for this channel is to kind of do seasons. Season 1 was work axes. Season 2 has kind of been dedicated throwing axes. Season 3 is going to be something really cool. It's going to be really about showcasing my armor, showcasing my skill work with a shield, being able to throw multiple axes. And in Season 3, I'm going to let you guys in on a little bit of a secret here, and it comes into really going at it with axe throwing. No more holding back, throwing 2, 3, 4 axes very dynamically, really going hardcore. And it's been something I've been practicing for the past 2 years too. So Season 3 is going to be no holds barred. Really getting at it. Throwing hard, throwing for distance, throwing 3, 4 axes all in one succession without cutting the camera. So, you know, coming at it hard from different angles, different distances, showing you guys what I'm really capable of in Season 3. So I want to get the record attempt out of the way, and then next year really hitting this thing hard. But my wife gave me an idea on a cool video to make, which was throwing axes at random stuff. Throwing axes hard at random stuff and getting slow-mo shots of it. So maybe I'll run around to like flea markets and buy random stuff, like vacuums and stuff. You guys want to see what an axe looks like when it's thrown really hard at a vacuum? Just crazy stuff. I'll find all kinds of crazy stuff to throw axes at, and we'll do it in slow motion and watch the axe hit it and do all kinds of crazy stuff. So... Lee said, what if you made something on Google Meet and we could all throw together? Just a thought. Yeah, that would be a really good idea. I would need someone to teach me how to do that. I have no idea how to do that. I'm open to a lot of stuff, guys, but I'll be honest with you. I just don't know how to do a lot of it. I don't know how to do some of this stuff. I mean, I'm sure I can learn, but my sons were telling me the other day something to do, and I was like, you know, what the hell is that? And he was like, oh, you got to do this. So. That's one thing I really wish I could do is get my 2 boys into this on YouTube. I think they might be old enough now, so I'd like to get them in it. I'd like to get my brother in here too. My brother can throw as hard as I can, but he doesn't have any experience throwing axes. But he can throw just as hard, if not harder than me. He's a little younger than me, 7 years younger than me, but he played competitive baseball too, and he can throw hard. And I've been trying to get him on this channel for like a year now. Been like, dude, let me teach you. Just give me about a month. Give me a month to let me teach you how to throw axes, and then come on the channel with me. And I think him and I together could bring you guys some awesome content. We really could. I mean, he can throw hard. So I'm trying to get him in on it. He's busy. You know, he does the same job as me. And his son plays baseball, and he's got a crazy schedule. So it's hard. It's really hard. And my wife, too, has a lot of talent. My wife played softball forever, and she can throw pretty damn hard too. So I'd like to incorporate a bunch of people in the channel and bring all kinds of stuff into the channel. Give you guys a different look anyway. So, at least I laugh out loud same. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be really cool to get a bunch of people together on this channel. I mean, that's one thing that I'm always open to, is bringing other people into the channel permanently. I'm not opposed to that. If there's any of you out there local that want to get good at axe throwing or are good at axe throwing, come over here. We can train together and we can start making videos together. I can do different videos with everybody. I think it'd be a lot of fun. You know, I said when I started this channel was about bringing you guys axe throwing, was about bringing the sport, giving it an uplift. I kind of feel like axe throwing's kind of been going down lately. You know, the Viking stuff is kind of getting old now after the shows have kind of gone off Netflix and all that. And, you know, the video games were hitting at the same time, and I feel like it's kind of sloping down. And that's one of the reasons why I started social media, was to kind of like push it back up again. I saw it kind of falling downhill, and I was like, no, come back up. So we'll see if that happens with this. I don't know where this channel is going to go. I don't know. No idea. But I'm always going to be real. I'm always going to keep it very personable and not give you guys scripts and all that BS. I don't like doing that stuff. So there's going to be weird things going on in some of the videos. I'm going to misspeak. I'm going to say the wrong words. It is what it is. You're going to hear babies screaming in the background like you do now. Guys, this is real life. Don't BS you. This is how it is here. So, but yeah, armor be really cool. Watch YouTube is going to steal my idea now. They may. You know, I'm not going to hit on it too much, but if you guys didn't see that one video I made a few videos back where I said something about, it's the one where I'm kind of giving the middle finger like this to the camera with the axe. When I'm talking about that whole thing, I'm just going to say this. I'm not really going to get into it a bunch, but social media and YouTube is really all about copying people. It really is. And I hired a social media marketing manager about 1.5 years ago. And it just felt so damn sleazy. I fired him after about a month because what he was telling me to do, which is what I see a lot of people telling YouTubers to do, is to go into, which, you know, if people want to do it, that's fine. I'm not saying that people are bad when they do this. I'm just not okay with it. They'll tell people to go into your niche, search videos that have done really well, and copy it. I'm not okay with that. That's sleazy, and it's not original. If I happen to do something someone else has done, it just so happenstance, guys. There's going to be some overlap here with axe throwing and reviews and stuff, but I'm never going to go search someone's video and make an exact replica of it just to get some views. I'm not doing that. That's just craziness. You know, YouTube was always supposed to be about, you know, creating your own stuff, you know, putting your voice out, not copying people. And that's something that I never want to do, is specifically go out. But going back to that video, sorry, I'm long-winded. Going back to that video, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because what happens is that some creators will block other creators in their niche so they can't copy them. And that's kind of what that video was about too. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever copied anybody's video willingly and knowingly. Just so you guys know out there, if I wanted to copy your video, all I have to do is make another account. I could use my wife's account and get on your account and look what you're posting. So blocking me really isn't going to do much. But, yeah, it's craziness. If you guys aren't, if anybody came over here from TikTok, TikTok's got some interesting stuff on it. If you guys, I know some people how they feel about TikTok. Totally get that. Not trying to persuade you guys to go do it for whatever reasons you have of not being on TikTok. I get it. But there's a lot of axe throwers on TikTok. There is. A ton of them. And I don't think a lot of people realize how many axe throwers are on TikTok. And I'm reaching a lot of people on there, trying to get them to come over to YouTube where my long form content video is. But, you know, we're in that day and age where people want to watch something for 10 seconds. So I get that. But I'm trying to reach all platforms. I might pick up Instagram here soon. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You guys got any other questions? We're almost at the hour mark. Almost at the hour mark. I hope you guys enjoyed the armor. I'll have some different meads for you guys in the future. Just seeing whatever they have. Actually, just got an email from Hardcore Hammers. Discover what you've been missing. Explore our top tools and find the perfect fit. I'll have to get another one of those. The one that I had performed pretty good, but then I had some of you out there not have some good success with Hardcore Hammers. So maybe I'll get another one and test it again. I've seen a lot of videos and pictures out there of some of the heads being hafted way too high up on handles, and then those handles breaking. So we'll have to get another Hardcore Hammer axe and test it out. They got some pretty cool ones, pretty cool looking ones on there. So can't wait for the record attempt. That should be a lot of fun. Hopefully Dominion Power doesn't show up, doesn't rain, and we can stay over there and do that. 18th of October, next Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next is going to be the record attempt. Like I said, if you're interested in joining me, if you're in the local area, send me an email. I'll give you the address. You can show up, and I'll do my best to put on a show for you guys. So it should be fun. It should be fun. All right, guys, I am out of here. Unless anybody has any other questions, I appreciate everything everybody does to make this channel what it is. Speaking from the heart here, no script, no nothing, just kind of going over stuff. We'll get this live thing down. I kind of just, you know, shoot from the hip when I'm doing lives, but we'll do some better things in the future. It is a little intimidating doing live, so I just need to get over it, and then we'll be good. So thanks for all your support, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything everybody does. Hope you guys enjoyed the armor. This should be fun. I think I'm going to try to save my arm for the rest of the week. I'll put out one more video before the record attempt next Saturday. I'm not going to throw anything until next Saturday. I want to be at 100% to make this world record axe throwing attempt. So we're not going to throw anything, but I got one more video coming out on bearded axes and do they actually do anything for axe throwing. We're going to check that out. So baby's crying. I need to go get the baby. Help my wife. So we're out of here, guys. I appreciate all your support. Thanks for everything everybody does. And if you got any questions, put in the comment section. If not, stay tuned. Bearded axe videos coming up. But until next time, see ya. And remember, guys, it's always for the love of the axe. Peace.